just seems like it's the opposite of what most people enjoy.
And I feel for the pros, man, because the one thing I've really stood by it religiously is like these developers respect the pro scene and want to give them a stable environment to compete in. I really, really respect that. That's kind of my go-to thing about patching less, coming from like Super Smash Bros. Melee and things like that, where allowing a meta to evolve with a good system is one of the coolest things to me. But because of what they've done in not patching aggressively during the off-season, the pros will be taking the brunt of the necessary frequent patches, I think, to keep the game alive. And that's going to be really rough for them, especially with TWC, the TWT point qualification system. There is so much variance going into that. I really feel for the pros, especially the ones who are grinding now. This version of the game might be rendered irrelevant. And, like, there are people putting in hours to try to win Evo Japan. That is so rough to me. That is so rough to me.
I can believe it. Yeah, because, like, the game could completely change in a week or two when they drop a new patch, right? So, like, it could be the case that, like, they drop the patch, like, 10 days before Evo Japan, and, like, everybody has to completely relearn their characters and all these other characters' moves, and, like, it's very likely, and I'm certain, like you, that I think they're going to have to patch the game again. Like, whatever this patch is, the next one, it's not going to be enough. They're going to have to make more changes. And some of the things just surprised me. I saw, like, people mentioning doing PvEs or testing, like, some other games too, but, like, the thing, like, the pollen blockable, if they fought somebody, like, I don't know how that doesn't get found. Like, if you tested the patch, would somebody have been like, let me try this new Paul thing, and then do it, and then the other person's like, oh, I got hit mid 4 times in a row, holding back. That's, like, I'm shocked at stuff like this even making it through, to be honest.
Yeah. Me too.
Especially because if you want to have, like, a big shake-up patch like this, the timing on it is so brutal for the TWT starting, and it's the same case, like, a lot of Street Fighter players are sitting in the same spot where, like, they haven't done their big Season 3 patch, which is going to come out when Elena comes out, and it's like, Evo Japan is, like, real soon. Like, is Elena going to be before that? If she's not, then this, like, Evo Japan's going to be on an old patch, and then she's going to come out, and then there's going to be all these other events that are going to be on a brand new patch, and, like, when is all that going to happen? It's very hard to know when to invest your time into, like, a new character, and Tekken fans are going to deal with it even worse, because, like, I think this game is going to get patched a bunch and try to satiate all the problems that the game has, And
it's so rough because I think they did make an improvement. In Tekken 7, they would drop the mid-season update mid-TWT. You would be right in the middle of the season, and it's time to learn a new game. I think that's brutal. And I think the best way they could have handled it was either drop the bombshell patch right after the finals, so everybody gets a new game coming off of the come-down of the finals, or start doing the regular updates in a to get a set of changes out regularly, periodically, leading up to what they want to be the TWT start season. But now they're in a real pickle because they put it out so close, and they put themselves in this deadline, which is brutal.
Yeah, I think it's to the point where, like, the TWT almost doesn't matter to them because, like, the game can't be in the state, right?
At this priority level,
it doesn't matter because, like, when the game is tanking on Steam and people are pissed and, like, you just gotta do something regardless of where your TWT is.
Oh.
Which is really bad for the players, but, like, I mean, it's also bad to the players that have the game exist in a state that's, like, pretty gross.
Yes.
So the one thing I also wanted to ask you about, and this is something that I'm curious about at, like, an overall level, not just Season 2, is the heat system. Like, Tekken really hasn't, like, as a Street Fighter player, each game, they have some kind of new system, mechanic, or meter, or whatever, right? Tekken's not really that kind of a game. Like, it has Rage, and, like, the tag games have, like, all the tag stuff, and tag crashing, things like that, right? But Tekken 6 and 7 and Tekken 5 and stuff, like, they're just games. Like, this is the first time they've done, like, a system-wide, like, thing that all the characters interact with. And I think the initial response was, like, pretty bad to, like, the idea of doing something like this.
Yeah.
And then as the game has come on, they've, like, they made changes to it. They have, like, the heat metered moves and, like, other things that they made a bunch of changes from the original time people played it in, like, the betas to the launch to the Season 1 stuff to Season 2. Like, what is your perception about heat, the system mechanic in Tekken? Like, do you like it? Do you not dislike it? What are the cool things about it? What are the bad things about it? Because it's, to me, an interesting thing that Tekken's doing for basically the first time now, right? And I'm, like, as an outsider who plays games that have new meters, like, last game was the B system. Street Fighter 4, they had the Ultra and the what's it called, Ultra 1 and 2 and Double Ultra, and the Street Fighter 3 had parries, and ST they added supers and Super Turbo and stuff, right? So, like, Street Fighter 6 has drive gauge. Like, what is that like for you?
Heat is one of those systems where I saw how they were marketing it and how they were building the game around it, and I immediately knew, like, no matter how much we complain, this is a part of the game. Like, it'd be like, to me, asking to remove Heat is like asking SF6 to remove drive. It's like, that is such a, it is so forward to the system that would be so hard to do. And I don't even think we would want to. So, that's been my perspective going into the game. It was like, any criticism I have about Heat, I'm going to approach from the idea of we need to tweak it rather than we need to remove it, because I believe in no universe are they going to remove it. Now, in terms of how the system has, like, so with that perspective in mind, I think that they have moved in good directions for Heat a lot of the way in Season 1, making the Heat Burst track less for a lot of characters. Some characters are still committing more crimes with that, but like Dragunov and Brian tracking is ridiculous. But that was a move in the right direction. I think Heat Dash launchers are almost universally...
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Now Taxes, it's handling TurboTax expert. Who does your taxes from start to finish? Check in anytime. Get the most money back every time. Now this is Taxes. Taxes was tax. Now Taxes, relax. Can you file for free?
You can file for free. TurboTax free edition, 37% filers upon triple form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. You can file for free.
This is Taxes. File for free with TurboTax free edition. And the most money back guaranteed.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue I had the whole time with the Heat Smash, the chip damage I felt was a character-specific issue, like what Jin and Kuma were doing was pretty egregious. And it was also kind of like, how much counterplay was reasonable against a character in Heat? Against Kuma in Heat, you couldn't jab him, because everything would evade jabs and launch you. So it was like, if they had made him more jabbable, so you had windows to fight back, I would have less problems with his Heat mode. And the frustrating part is they double down on that. Like, Anna's Heat Smash is intentionally high evading. They showed it in the technical. That if you jab, she'll go under. I'm like, great. So, my gripes with the Heat system, I think, again, with the perspective that I don't think they'll ever remove it, it's a matter of tuning. And currently, we've seen points where it's been tuned really positively, reducing chip damage for Elisa, changing the Heat Smashes like a Fang to no longer wall slide you from Narnia.
Right.
But then they've also made things worse, like Law being able to refill his heat off of every nunchuck ability.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, Kazuya refilling his heat gauge off of like demon attacks. Devil Jin getting the full forward-facing Hell Sweep launcher off of heat. For what I felt like they were making improvements, these two really took a step in the other direction. Lars getting the stomp into summon lightning, and the lightning can track your sidestep or mess up your punish. Or, it's gone off the rails. I didn't think it had to. I think the Heat's elements that are good, elements that aren't. It really depends on the mix.
Hi, Patty. What's up? I was gonna say, I'm also surprised because I assumed, like I think before a lot, that Tekken 7 and Tekken 8 they're designed very differently, obviously, and like Tekken 7, a lot of it was like very defensive and like very, there's a lot of like slow play that was really powerful for a lot of it, especially at a very, very high level, like running away, playing passive, that kind of stuff was like a really core thing that you saw a lot. And I figured that in Heat, the primary thing was going to be the chip damage, to like make you not want to just knock stuff out all the way.
Yeah.
The power level of all the other aspects of Heat, they've like toned down and changed. So I kind of thought, like, this season Heat won't be as crazy as it was at the start of the game, and like they're just going to keep going in this direction. I'm shocked that it's the way it is now. Like, they decided to make Heat 2 Electric Boogaloo, basically, the Season 2 change. I was like, I thought we changed from the design philosophy of the game to me just seems so at odds with what people want. And I think two things. One, I think developers should design and create the game they want to make. But also, if everybody is despising the thing that you're putting out, at some point there's probably got to be some give, you know?
It's also so surprising because, like you said, Season 1 trended towards beta test ridiculous, and then nerfing it to making it more reasonable. Season 2. How did we get here? It seemed like they were on the right track. And I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes from, too. Is like, weren't we on the same page, guys? You said we were on the same page. That's what you told us, too. I thought we were all cool. And, you know, it's pretty mind-blowing what has happened with Heat. And we'll have to see if they correct course again, if they double down again. It's really, and I think that's what makes it so uncertain about what patches will fix it, how many patches will fix it, is because had they followed the trend from before, and Season 2 had some outliers of weird stuff, we would probably still feel more confident. We never expected this kind of buff direction after what we just saw, you know.
Yeah, it is really surprising to me as well. That's why I was so... Yeah, I was so surprised that this is the way Tekken was. I assumed that when I saw lots of changes, that, like, this patch would be like, alright, guys, we know Dragon's still a problem. We're getting rid of this Dragon. Alright, guys, we know you think this guy's low. We're going to make this a little better. It's just completely different than, I think, what I expected from a big Tekken patch, and I think how most people feel about it. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I don't know if I have anything else to cover on it, but I think you did a great job breaking down, basically, all of the questions that I have and explaining it in layman's terms to a non-Tekken player. Just how odd or weird it is. I was going to ask you anybody in the chat any questions they should ask you. Oh, and Phil ask. It's all good. This is the question. Did he or his friend mostly just want a game with familiar Tekken systems, or did he want a big shake-up like the
Before Tekken 8 comes from Tekken 7?
Yeah, and older Tekken games. Did you want the games to be very familiar with similar systems, or did you want something different, or do you like a new system?
What? I can only speak to myself, I think. I think what, I can speak to myself. I think what people were frustrated with in my circle, in late Tekken 7, was because the game wasn't inherently defensive. It was an optimization based on how the meta evolved, right? So, once we found out everybody has counter-hit launchers, they're all unreliable to sidestep. Low parry is insanely strong. Someone rage is giving them key mode. It's like, now, the best thing we can do is backdash and look to find poke timings and maybe find our big counter hit. Because if you're trying to aggress against somebody and impose your will on them, you're exposing yourself to the low parry, the counter hit, and then the rage drive, right? So that was an emergent thing, not like this game is built to be defensive, right? They actually built it to be more aggressive because they wanted hitboxes to be more reliable. But by removing the movement aspect, it became defensive. So I think also trying to hit a DLC here with backdash across the screen is really difficult. So I think what we wanted out of Tekken 8 was probably just a shift towards the more layered interactive gameplay that came through like Tekken Tag 1, Tekken 5 DR, Tekken 6, Tekken Tag 2. Was how if you tried to turtle up and just run away, there were ways for a good player to abuse you. And I think that, for me personally, I was very interested in a non-masochistic way of seeing how these high-level players could abuse my willingness to just sit still, you know? That was probably what I was looking for out of Tekken 8, and as well as a graphical update, better netcode. Those are really kind of the main priorities. It was like, Tekken 7 had these load times that were ridiculous, and then netcode that got worse with every match. So, my true hope was like, good graphics, good-looking characters, cool costumes, and good netcode. And then whatever meta they choose to do, it'd be cool if it were more interactive.
I have a question on that note. Do you think older Tekken that you say would like have better defensive choices and decision-making stuff? Do you think it's because those games were not played by modern players of today who could like optimize it down to like the most effective safe decision-making, or was it like those games have stuff inherently that makes hitting people harder, or like is there a difference, right? Of like the games are this way because of the lack of modern optimization in that sense, or like what about them makes the offense and defense so different?
So I don't think it was an optimization issue, because watching how some of the Koreans were doing things was demonic. Not just optimizations, but like the solutions they came up to weird problems. I saw like the running tackle used to be unblockable, right? And Tekken 7 made it blockable. I watched a dude do one of the silly Lee like backflips where he just flips around in the air because Lee was about to unblockable tackle him, and it dodged the tackle and then killed him. And I was like, who would come up with that solution? That is so niche and specific. So I don't think it was an optimization issue. Also watching how they did their combos and like figuring out punch it upper back then, I felt like they were really good enough. What I think made the offense and defense so different was that hitting someone. So at first, defending felt very reasonable. Like if somebody put you in a string situation, it's rare that you have to truly guess. Strings were kind of built to be weak, right? So nowadays, a lot of the strings are jailing, so you can't duck the high that's in it. The mid or low mix-up, like Law has Junkyard, which used to traditionally low parry the low to deny that. Now they gave him a wall sliding mid off of it. Sure, it's punishable, but now you have to hold the string. That kind of strength didn't exist in a lot of old Tekkens. So hitting someone was based on understanding when they wanted to hit you and what their movements look like and what are they looking to adjust against you. So an example I bring up is Bruce, ridiculous Muay Thai character, but from a distance you could sidewalk his long range buttons to the left, and then up close you sidestep right his like close boxing options, right? That dynamic creates a metagame where the Bruce player, if you're sidewalking left every time, he gets a free approach because you're not putting out a keep out button. And
yeah, he just runs in and takes the space.
Yeah, or he can play a different timing, he can go for a high commitment option to catch your sidewalk. That kind of strength of the movement to evade his offense in the first place created the extra layers. And that extra layering game created the skill gap ability, where a good attacker could beat your autopilot safe defense option. So my friends always make fun of me because whenever I get hit, I do sidestep right duck or sidestep left duck to try to cover as many options as possible because I come from Tekken 7. And in the old games, they could abuse that more effectively. Right? There were ways to beat someone picking the safe option over and over and over again. And then when they leave that safe option and try to make a bigger commitment, you could jump a layer on top of them again. Whereas the newer games, you have the safe option, you punish it, and then again, when you jump to layer 2, there's not much extra that can go on top of it before you're back to layer 1. Right? So I think that's the core difference. And it's hard to describe it without getting really deep into every single frame situation, every single tracking thing, but that's the core of it, is like, we've lost a lot of layering on the defensive side, which means we lose layering on the offensive side. So both players are doing less. I think that's a big
So it
difference.
sounds like a lot of the power, like because more power is introduced to like strings and things inherently, they try to streamline it. So instead of being like this string is like a mid or like a mid high, but like the mid is something you can see, so like it's not that scary, but your stagger timing can like create situations where you can like do the mid dash go low, etc. Like create like a different timing look, etc. But it's on the player to create a revision of the opponent's knowledge. It's like this string just doesn't mix up. So you just pick the strings mix up, right? So like you can still kind of do the old idea like it exists, but instead you could streamline it, and instead of like trying to get there in like this nuanced, windy path, you can just do string and like get the same mix up that older players can come up with by being crafty, right?
Yeah. In general, because my opinion is that because Tekken 7 introduced more homing moves and more tracking moves and reduced the reliability of sidesteps, the defensive options heavily decreased. And because you're forced to just sit there and stand block or look for a low parry or look for a counter hit, the attacker is forced to slow down. They don't get to dash in and sidestep your keep out because your keep out is also better at tracking. So now both players are kind of like, we both have nuclear weapons and nobody wants to swing first. That's why you see a lot of high-level Korean play devolve into just backdashing, is because there were not reliable ways to hit somebody without risking your life. And in the old games, you were risking your life too. But if you had a good read on them trying to keep you out, you could blow them up in return. So the lower power levels altogether allowed for more expression and counterplay. When the power levels got too high on the attacks, it just restricts what you can do, especially in a game like Tekken, where there's so many options, you know?
Yeah, it's very interesting to me that the power level made Tekken 7 so defensive, and then the power level has exceeded that so much that it's like, you no longer even want to do nothing because not doing anything is just so dangerous, right? Like, I think instead of attacking the power level of the moves and lowering them to create a game where like lots of interesting decisions can happen, they just went the opposite way and increased the power level of the boost such that if you're not attacking, you're in just such a bad state, right? Like they basically said, instead of like, we're here, instead of going down, let's just go all the way up, right? So that not attacking feels bad for a different reason.
And I think that's to the credit of Tekken 8, the direction that me and some of my friends liked was that the offense is so strong that you want to be the one in the attacking position. However, as the attacker, you have a lot of options movement-wise to beat somebody who is not skilled at defending, right? So the flip side, of course, is that you could be a very skilled defender getting run over by someone who doesn't know what they're doing as much, because defending was that hard in this game. It wasn't impossible, but it was way, way harder. And I think that was that Season 1 imbalance that we kind of expected to be adjusted as time went on. It was like, maybe we should be rewarding the defender more for having that skill developed. And Season 2 came out, and it's like, defenders, take a seat. We got attacking on the menu.
Yeah, and it's odd to me because they stated that they wanted the defense to be better. I wonder if they actually mean that, first of all, or if that's just something they said, or or if they believe that this patch actually helps the defenders at all, as a follow-up to that, or if there's just a complete miscommunication between the mouthpiece that's saying that and the actual design decisions behind what's happening. You know what I mean? How could that happen? That disconnect there seems so odd.
My hunch is that they did the defensive changes first. The first thing they did was said, we need better sidesteps, right? We've been talking about that, let's do it. And then amidst the 1,500 changes, the feedback team that represents the mid-level players was running into the problem of getting sidesteps so much. And amidst that feedback loop or cycle or whatever, they probably started adding these moves to cover that. Because, again, the sidestep feels so good.
Texas. What's Texas? Now Texas, relaxing.
I can file for free. TurboFix Free Edition 37.
What else? The key gems for again? Oh yeah, I need the key gems for the godly Goku.
This is Texas. Alpha
I'm like, what did I do the key gems for again? Oh yeah, godly Goku.
Now this is my favorite song. Beautiful sunset. Thing. Do the song thing. Respawn my reason. Get lost in the game.
If you see challenges as opportunities, you make even the most extraordinary dreams real. Introducing the all-new Sport Mix Suite. Almost changed my life.
Character in the game in Season 1, and then his changes for Season 2 were his crouching medium punch scales his combo.
What was I doing?
And some other buffs and stuff, and people looked at the changes and were like, oh my god, he's gonna be top 1, he went from top 1 to top 1, this character's gotta be so bad now, right? They nerfed his jump in a little bit, and then they nerfed his scaling on something a little bit, they buffed a bunch of other stuff about him, he's gotta be the best character in the game, and he just plummeted down the tier. The changes were so minute, right? In the same way that, the Terry buffs were his heavy punch went from, 0 or, -1 to +1, and his fireball is 2 frames faster, right? It doesn't sound like a lot. You look at the patch, you're like, where's my 8, 9, 10, 12 buffs, right? I want way more buffs than what they gave me. What the hell is this? And then, the character feels insanely better for 2 more frames of advantage on one move, and then 2 more frames to start on another move, because it, changed so many things about it, right? It's so they did so much with so little. So
Alright, hold on. Let's see what the what's names are for.
Every making this 7 frame faster. This one from -12 to +47. It feels so unelegant. They just kind of punch the wall. And they're like, how much juice can we just stick in there? It's so interesting to me to see the difference in changes because I wonder if they just couldn't figure out what exactly were the problems. So they just decided to punch up every character.
Also, it feels
Oh,
like...
I needed Goku, I needed Broly, and I needed Gray.
Like this character, look at everything.
Shit, I never got a Gray.
Yeah, right? You know, it feels like that. Where the appeal is supposed to be you log on, do your character, feel really, really strong for like 20 minutes and log off, you know? Like, it doesn't feel like this game is shifting in a certain direction with intentionality, or it feels like... or elegant intentionality, just clear intentionality, but it's not like they weren't considering the experience of the attacker and the defender. They were clearly prioritizing the experience of the attacker, the pilot of the character.
I would do Goku. I think I might either do Goku second or third.
Like, who do you think this patch is for? Like, if you say like people log in for 10 minutes and they match their character and they see fireworks and they're like, neat, and they just like hop on Fortnite with their boys and play Sabrina Carpenter, like, is that what this patch is for? You think like it's like that kind of experience, but like that's what makes it most fun?
I think it is. There's a specific archetype of fighting game player who loves the dumb stuff, right? The dumb, abusive stuff, and they like putting you in situations that are not fair. That is absolutely the type of patch that's for, like a Kusuke game player, you know? Like, they know it's dumb, and they like doing the dumb stuff. That's what this feels like. It's like, you know what you're doing to them. You are aware of how silly it is, and it feels good. You know, and even if it's happening to you, you can put up with it because you're ready to do it to them again. And that's what I mean when I say that people who are enjoying the game shouldn't stop because I'm stopping temporarily, you know? Like, there are people that will enjoy this. If you like, another analogy, I guess, is that everybody kind of became Lydia and Eddie, where it's big moves with clear weaknesses, but kind of a toxic design because you do have to either know the player really well or guess better to get around it in the first two. And like a lot of stacking reward off of the small successes you can get. They're not really good or OP or stable necessarily, but they can do stuff from ridiculous distances with little counterplay. If you're that type of player, you can pick almost anybody. If you're that type of player and you didn't have a character for that, now you probably do. If you like the stance offense thing, right? There is an audience for it, but I've been in the Tekken bubble for so long that I can only guess.
Yeah, I think everybody's guessing now, don't worry. So you are currently the gameless king, the manless king.
Yeah.
So what's your plan? Like, what are you going to be able to get until this emergency patch is?
Well, I spent the first few days playing Tag 2 and Tekken 5 DR, and had a lot of fun. I think I'm running into the frustration of, like, the netcode or just the non-streamlined experience, because Tekken 8 does offer great input delay. It offers, like, you know, pretty good netcode for the Tekken series, so leaving those things is painful. It's a smaller population, like, I have to set up games with people instead of just booting up ranked and playing. That's my current sticking point, because the games themselves are so fun. It's the QOL stuff missing is rough. I am a Sabrina Carpenter Fortnite build player. That's really fun for me.
We love that.
And I am playing... I've revisited Street Fighter last night, and I definitely have to, like, eat and sleep well to play that game, because it can either be the best game in the world or the worst game in the world, depending on how I'm reacting that day. So,
yeah, you're going to be real sharp to play that game. I think it demands a lot.
Yeah.
You're brave at all times.
But ultimately, yeah, I just am hopeful to wake up again and have Tekken be what it was. I felt like Year 1 of Tekken 8 was so fun. It was silly in some ways, it was hectic in other ways, there was a lot of, like, frustration in certain updates, but ultimately it felt like it was trending upwards, or like, it felt very positive. When the initial hype kind of wore off, I felt like I was in a position to really grind the game, and I was enjoying that, like, daily process of drilling, experimenting, talking with my friends, and trying to optimize, like, Steve and Lily and stuff like that. And that's what I would love to go back to, is where, like, even if I'm not in every tournament or every single thing, that feedback loop of grind, improve, and talk about it is what I want back. And the current Tekken 8 package just doesn't offer that, because even if I can still mechanically optimize the things I'm doing, we can see more or less that, like, yeah, the game is kind of collapsing on this very binary do your work first within the 50-50 situation, and that's just not as appealing, unfortunately.
Decision-making is just too soft. It's not creating wrinkles in your brain to come up with fun solutions. It's not there for you. I mean, the point you mentioned, I think about QOL stuff is so funny, because so many people are like, oh, Tekken fans, you're not happy right now, come play this game. And it's like, Tekken fans don't want to do that for they want to play Tekken.
Yeah.
So, like, the answer is not like go play something else. The answer is like they need Tekken to change in a way that like suits their needs. And so even if you go to play the old Tekken, yeah, like it's not having a game. I struggled so much. I couldn't play Tekken 7 because get ready for the next battle. Like I just really struggled. Like same thing when I played KOF 15. I clicked rank Q and I played the game for like a week or two and I was having a lot of fun. And then the second week I clicked Q and I waited 25 minutes to get a match. Like I'm never playing this again. Yeah, I'm bored. Like I want to just hit, buy a match and instantly play a match with another human, get rematches fast, and like play people of my skill level, and then go back and be like, damn, what did I just do there? I learned that was cool and awesome, like whether win or loss, and then just re-optimize that, and then boom, the next opponent is, right? And it's hard to beat that experience, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you have to like set up matches, and, like all that kind of stuff, like, and like you don't have like to instantly play and like fight other people, and it's like
in Tekken 7, we joked that the game didn't want us to play it because it would load forever, it would crash after loading forever, you would rematch and it would crash, and it's like, we're here, let us play. And Tekken had that. It set up a lot of things that made us want to play. Quick rematch, fast lobbies.
Yeah, pretty rough. Well, thanks for having me. I wish you the best of luck. I'm hoping for the best with Tekken because as someone who doesn't play that much Tekken but like watching it, I want everybody in game to be in a good place. And it's clear that Tekken is not. Like, it's clear that this current spot it's in is really bad. Not just like for some people, but like generally the game has to change. They're gonna do like an emergency patch to fix it. And that's exactly what I hope it tries to do. It makes the game interesting for watching it. Because even for me, watching it right now, as someone who's not a Tekken player who just dabbles, I'm like, it does not look like a game that would be fun for me to play. And I struggle to enjoy even watching it.
Yeah. And I think that's the most painful part for me is even in a game that I can't play very well, which was Season 1 Tekken 8, it was complete opposite style that I was good at. Even though I couldn't play it, I could watch and appreciate what the high level players were doing. And it made it so fun to make content, to commentate, to just engage with, even as a non-player. And this current version of Tekken is just difficult for me to engage with in any capacity, which is probably what I'm grieving most. I think it's lost me as a spectator, which I never thought would be. It's never something I'm accounted for, and that's really what's wrong.
Yeah, I feel that of like in Street Fighter, my character is not come back.
Yeah,
I mean my character's maxed out.
Yeah.
But before this, I've just been playing the whole cast for fun and like learning the game and being like, well, I don't have like a character yet, so I'll just like keep playing characters for fun and like I'm chilling, which is kind of I think how you were Tekken trying to find the right character for a long time. So I sympathize with like I didn't have a character, but I think the game is really, really fun to play, and I think the game is really, really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Right? So if the Season 3 of Street Fighter came out, and like the game was just not fun, and I didn't have a character, and I didn't have fun watching it, I would be like, oh my god, I wouldn't know what to do. I would legit just be like, I don't know, I guess I gotta do something else.
I've just been tweeting.
Yeah, just get on Twitter and fight. I just start tweeting shit for no reason, just to pick fights, you know? Like, I gotta do something. I have nothing to fucking do all day, right? I feel like, dude, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck. And I appreciate you coming on and chit-chatting with me. I think it's, like, useful to hear someone explain it, especially for everybody who's out of the loop, poking their head over the fence, being like, what's going on with Tekken, dude? Everybody seems real pissed, but you don't have, like, an actual, like, breakdown of, like, what the actual problems are. Because you ask someone, like, what's wrong with Tekken? Like, patch sucks. Like, alright, cool. And you just, you move on with your life, and, like, that's the end. So, yeah, I appreciate you coming on and giving me a nice breakdown.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I wish you the best of luck out there. Good luck, soldier.
Thank you.
I'll catch you around. I'll see you in the Fortnite streets.
Yes, I will be there. Also, Patty says hi.
What up, Patty? Later.
Cheers, man. Thank you. I'll be right back. I'm sad. Hello.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait.
Taxes was feeling so stuck.
Yeah, no,
Now
man.
Texas is having a internal tax expert who does your taxes from start to finish. Check it anytime. This money back. Now this is taxes. You see challenges as opportunities. You make even the most extraordinary dreams real. Introducing the all-new Passport Trail Suite. Our most capable product yet.
A treat today. Thank you. What? How can I take that in? Thank you, Discover. It's accepted it. Said. Percent? You're sad. You were right.
Discover is accepted at 99% of
What the
places.
heck? I don't think energy is something you can trade, brother. Or if you could, I definitely ain't seen it. Oh no, energy is tradable. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of fan training mods of fast matchmaking. Yeah, but my hands are 30 years old. Maybe like, I don't know if that blonde girl, I just like the wallpaper. Well, okay, slow your fucking roll, dude. This is custom commissioned art, right? Please. The disrespect is getting out of control. Ridiculous. Yeah, I feel like we'd be friends higher on. I'm trying not to be parasocial. You know? I'm a pretty friendly guy. Maybe shoot that parasocial. Wow. I did not have a fun time playing Street Fighter yesterday. Name 100 blonde women. Are you a big fan? Holy shit, hold on. Can I even do that?
Wait,
Can I even
100?
do that? Hold up. How much time do I have? What are the restrictions on this game? Hold on.
I would give him fuck it. I would also give him
10
like
minutes? 10 minutes? Okay, hold on.
right shit. I would also give him 10 minutes. Fuck it.
Okay. I have not been thinking about it this whole time, okay? I promise. Alright, I need a playlist for this. Let me set my playlist and then we'll do this. Alright. 10 minutes? Can they be fictional? Or do they have to be real people? They can be fictional?
Both. It's both, brother. We gonna give you the data chance. We giving you both, my boy.
Wow, I'm blanking.
Damn, he's blanking. Oh
Blanking
shit.
so hard. Do they have to be white? Can they be like blonde Asian? Like what if we put like rose? You know? Yes, white. You are fictional. Slow down. I understand the rules here. Blonde is blonde. Can be fictional. Yeah, must be natural. There's a lot of also, like, what's the leniency? Like, is Karen Page or Daredevil, is she blonde or is she a redhead? You know what I'm saying? What
Actually, now that I think about it, is she?
yeah, well, hold on, bro. I'm digging into the real ones first because what's her name? What's her name from, she played the new girl, she played Regina George, the new Mean Girls. Oh my god, what's her name? Fuck. Do I, like, any of the character? Does that have to be the actress? Bro, I can't remember anybody's name right now. Ooh. As long as they were blonde once upon, it's been too, I already lost, bro. I already lost. Oh, fuck. Yo, it's actually so cooked. Who's the girl in Legally Blonde? Oh my god. See what I mean? I'm not a real weeb in anything I do. Or weeb adjacent. Emote only? No, hold on. Oh. Yes. Hold on. Making progress. I thought I beat her twice. Chundry? Yes. Hold on. I don't know her last name. Soul Calibur. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. We're making progress. Hold on.
I'm like, this the
These
only.
emotes are cheating for sure. These emotes are for sure cheating. Is he blind or is he great? Nice shot.
Like, yeah, brother, I'm having a hard time with let's just say it's 3 for Honey Island.
Cloud's not a girl. Oh my god, what is her name from FF7? The evil one. Oh my god, I'm cooked, bro. There's simply no way. Is that how you spell her name? Oh yeah, I'm naming the character, I don't know the actor. Force times count as -1? Alright, Jesus. Chill on me. What the fuck? Android 18. I'm getting alley-oops and I'm still failing.
I'm getting alley-oops and I'm still failing. Yeah, I know. We all do that shit.
Is a beer keg bulletproof? We're gonna shoot this keg with higher and higher caliber bullets with everything from a 22 all the way up to a shotgun slug. We're starting off with a little round of 22. Alright, so our 22 went through the front here, but it did not go out the other side. We're moving up to this 9mm AR. Let's see how it does. Alright, here's our 9mm entry right here, and did not go through the other side. We're moving up to our 1911 here. We're shooting around a 45 ACP. Alright, here's where the 45 hit, and it just nailed the front, bounced right off. Alright, moving up to a 44 Magnum. Scraped the side, tore the steel, did not go through the other side. Moving up to our Yee AR, we're going to be shooting around a green tip 5.56. Made it clean through the front, and made it out the other side. Moving up to a slug.
Oh shit.
Went through the front here, it did not go out the back. Comment below what you want to see us shoot next. Is a beer keg bulletproof? We're going to shoot this keg with higher and higher caliber bullets.
No Wednesdays 2v2s, no drawbacks or side effects. Side effects of watching this video is following my anime podcast. So the first matchup is Kagi and Hagoromo versus Kakashi and my guy. They have infinite Izanagi, they have infinite DMS and gates. Do we as a class remember what Izanagi does? It's reality control. It doesn't matter how infinite their DMS or 8 gates is, they can't hit them. They control reality so easily left. Next up is Tsunami and Sakura versus Ishiki and Momoshiki. They have infinite 100 healings, and they have the full lifespan, which only really applies to Ishiki. Infinite 100 healings means they can't die unless they get their head crushed. And even the head crush thing is technically a head cannon. Nobody knows if you can die while using 100 healings. If anybody's going to find that out, it's these two. Then I love these two, but Ishiki alone is probably enough to find out if you can die while using 100 healings. I don't care how much combo these two have, they're not going to get a chance to use it. Naruto alone is enough. No ways these two can choose. No drawbacks or side effects. Side effects of watching this video is following my anime podcast. So the first matchup is Kaki and Hagoromo versus Kakashi and my guy. They have infinite Izanagi, they have infinite DMS ingredients. Do we as a class remember what Izanagi does? It's reality control. It doesn't matter how infinite their people.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So, they just added a new attachment into the game. If we go over to the Battle Pass, we should see, well, not on this page. I have absolutely no idea what page it's on. Let's see. Oh, right here, page 7. The Monolithic Suppressor. With, of course, the Season 3 update with the dance and all the other OG things coming back, they also decided to bring back the infamous Suppressor. But the cool thing is, it's not just a suppressor. It's way more than that. It actually changes everything. So if we go over to our lovely C9 right here, usually before Season 3 and before this got added, what we would like to use on our weapons typically would be the ported compensator to help with the recoil control, because we all need as much help as we can get. But of course, if you use this and you shoot, you are showing up on the minimap. So sometimes people would use the suppressor. That gives you no minimap firing ping. However, that's literally it. There's no other positive to using this suppressor, and that's where the Monolithic comes into play. If we go down to this, we can see, first of all, there's just a lot more green there. Monolithic Core provides superior sound suppression and increased range, moderate weight increase, affects agility, whatever. So now not only do you get no minimap firing ping, which is what the original suppressor gives you as well, but you also get increased bullet velocity and increased damage range. So they might as well take this original suppressor and throw it in the trash. So what we're gonna do is hop into a game and try out this new suppressor in multiplayer, and then after that we're gonna hop into some Warzone and see how it works on there, just like we used to do on Modern Warfare 3 on Rebirth. But this time on Vengeance, you guys have been asking me to bring that back, where I'm trying out new things on multiplayer and then hop on to Warzone to see how it works on both. So let's do it. Here we go. Monolithic Suppressor. Jay, it's crazy that this is back from Modern Warfare 2019. I think we may have had one in Modern Warfare 2. Anywhere near the same time. Get off me, but I don't think it was anywhere near the same time. Okay, when it comes into play, if we go down to this, we can see, first of all, there's just a lot. Superior sound suppression and increased range, moderate weight increase affects agility, whatever. So now not only do you get no minimap firing ping, which is what the original suppressor gives you as well, but you also get increased bullet velocity and increased damage range. So they might as well take this original suppressor
and throw it in the trash.
So what we're gonna do is hop into a game and try out this new suppressor in multiplayer, and then after that we're gonna hop into some Warzone and see how it works on there, just like we used to do on Modern Warfare 3 on Rebirth. But this time on Vengeance, you guys have been asking me to bring that back, where I'm trying out new things on multiplayer and then hop over to Warzone to see how it works on both. So let's do it. Here we go. Monolithic Suppressor. Jay, it's crazy that this is back from Modern Warfare 2019. I think we may have had one in Modern Warfare 2. I'm not sure, but I don't think it was in the same time. Get off me, buddy. I don't think it was anywhere near the same to what it is now. I don't think I never capture a whole this green line. Nobody's captured that thing yet. Everybody left it to run around the map. Hold on. the suppressor. But yeah, not only that, it increases your bullet velocity. Sanity. Oh no, wait, they're spawning on me. They're spawning on me. Stop it. I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. Hold on. That's crazy work. Here we go. I tried to combat exit, but it didn't work. No. How am I missing all of those? Oh, this is
And now that I think about it, Puddle's razors is Loki have.
yeah. I want it's combat X Man. No.
Ah, so not yet. It takes a little for it to get into range. Well, for the Luffy hockey anyway.
Schedule time slots for blocking content.
Of course, sounds a lot more obvious than I thought it was. Yeah, it just feels like it's unfair. Oh, no, it just feels like it's unfair because you get so many benefits using one attachment. Oh, wait. Destroy that. Where was he? You're getting combat. You're getting so many benefits with one attachment, you might as well be using more than one. It feels like you're getting an additional 3. Oh my goodness, my teammates are popping up now too. And you guys have to wait to see how it works in Warzone as well, because it's even crazier. Obviously, multiplayer it helps to not be seen on the minimap, but I feel like in Warzone it means even more, and of course you don't respawn in Warzone, so it definitely means a lot more. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Yeah, they're all in. Oh, they're all here. 1, 2. The HDR, no wonder he was missing all his shots. I don't blame you, but I was missing all my shots when I was getting this Dark Hunter. Yeah, this guy right here, this guy is, understand. Very good. How you guys finding Season 3 so far, by the way? I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's switched everything up in terms of the metal weapons. That's great. That's one thing, because that was a little bit stale for a while. Everybody was just running around with the Jackal, and in Warzone, everybody was running around with the Cypher. It was getting a little bit boring, but now everybody's running around with not only totally different weapons, but totally different builds too. We weren't running around with suppressors before. The funny part is I was a little bit scared that not using the positive compensator might affect my aim, because it does help with recoil control, but then after using this, I'm starting to realize we weren't even really using that for recoil control. And I feel like we were just using that because that was the best thing to use out of all the options that we had. Necessarily because it was so beneficial. Maybe on some weapons it's more beneficial than others, but I actually think there's a reason why in Modern Warfare 2019 everybody used a monolithic suppressor. It was almost weird. You could use a monolithic. How many times am I going to say monolithic? And you can see in this game everybody's slowly but surely switching over to it on it. Honestly, if we look at the positive compensator, all it does is short recoil control and vertical recoil control. So just recoil, monolithic, no minimum firing, equaling velocity, and damage. That's 3 different things. I don't know, I just feel like monolithic is so overpowered. Usual attachments focus on one particular thing that they're going to benefit. This one, yeah. Sorry, I'm the best suppressor out of all of them. I'll give you 3 different things. Good game, guys, good game. Oh, no one wants to talk to me. Okay, I still can't believe this skin now. What kind of car is that what I think it is? I think that might be a right to play skin. Right to play. It was this one. Oh, that's kind of tough. Reach Diamond rank in Season 2. We're currently in Season 3. Should I have gone for these? These are kind of fire. Okay, let's try it in the dance. I'm with my boy Sim, and we're gonna see how good this monolithic suppressor is on this. And just like the old days when I went up into Rebirth after playing multiplayer, we're gonna see how this works in Warzone as well. And it honestly should work even better, because I feel like the main functions of this suppressor. Yeah. They're shooting at you. Oh, shit. That's why. That's it. But watch this till get red now. Look at all the challenges. Challenge.
Shit.
Models for you to use. Change the body shape to match your characters. Or import posts.
Jason, you're right behind. On the right side of it. It's right. On the bottom. It is a little bit in there to the bottom. What's on the bottom? It's a little. It's all good. It's cool. I get that. Hopefully, I don't blow down and get out some risk benefit. Swan chooses to start the lane by day. Stars win the for some reason, so their team is the value back and waste 4 grand. If I win, then we're a step closer to so let's get our loadout. Let's get our suppressed gunners. We have AK-47 with the monolithic suppressor. We also have GR with a monolithic suppressor too. The sniper's going to come in play. We're going to be sniping people from far away and they're not going to know where it's coming from. And then again, just hopefully and onto destruction. Hopefully, if we increase damage rate and they're not know where we are. So far, they're going to go with the combination. Can't wait to talk about that. On top of that yellow building. Right here. That's the white building. It's in there though. Yeah, you're hot. That's right there. Oh, that's one. Sensational. I don't know. It's they're aiming for a wall. It was up. I mean, what is that here? That's me, man. So I'm saying I get to move in for 1 second and then I get caught by surprise and I don't want to move again. I'm saying the AK is really. I love when there's an AR SMG hybrid that you can use. It kind of reminds me of the FFAR. I mean, it's not the same, but you know, AR SMG hybrid. You know what I mean? Let's get this UAV, pop the UAV. Nobody near us. Everybody's downtown. Oh, man. Did you try to shut that box? I don't know if Fox chat really works on Banana Street. I don't know if it. Oh, I see. Yes, 2. Not 1. Got box in it? You're getting tired, yeah. Okay, I got my kill. Oh, do one speaking? Closer. Closer building. Okay. Be self-resident, I think. Don't know. It's not looking inside you. That HDR is tough. The thing is about it, it aims in really quick too. There's not really a downside to it at the moment. I don't like where we are, and I don't like where we're going to end up either. Downtown, that's different stuff. Especially HDR, in the HDR zone, different. I'm a drop money out, kind of one. You can also start chasing them. You're headless now. Of them. There's one up, rhythm of one. Yeah, the sniper too, so it's a bit of a hit that shot with. And then they're all the way up there too. I see it was up. Oh, flip. I don't like this, man. I'm going to do it. I'm moving. Yeah, even then, I don't know how the action is going. That's why, yeah, because I find it annoying that you have to guess it was on the camera, that you have to get a headshot on the down. I feel like, if you were down, that's you with another sniper bullet, you should be good. No, it's a good shit. Just get off the bro. Across the way. That's it. I'm gonna peek again. Online. Thank you. 14. He's gonna jump down behind me, I think. Oh. Nice. Oh, yeah. Look at the shots. For the rest. Listen, I think you got to use about 2 minutes. We might want to take this whip whilst we have a whip here. No, get the one behind it. Get the one behind it. Oh, yeah, this one is sweet. Oh, this one was not smoky like the first one. No, but it's good girls there. All of it. We did actually hard, but it's going to be a little bit tricky for me to drive. Yeah, I'm going to still. We'll get to the side of the hopper. People are in it, yeah. All right. Look at that game. This might be a fresh Gatsy though that you can get. Ladies and gentlemen, we're making moves. It's surprising. I have no idea what's going on with Harvey right now. We're on 14 kills. There's actually someone shooting behind us. People behind us. Oh yeah, that's not anymore.
That was what needed to go. You might be like, yeah.
See him 75. Okay, I can. Not one. Yes, from there, I'm seeing that. Yeah. Made it now. Right. Okay. Just one shot. I'll be fast. So, he got a just one days. And you know, so covering. What's it up? The team of the guy I know is going back. I mean, the play all the way back around in the gap. This guy saved him. For this guy, I would have knocked out of the team, but this wouldn't even be happening. Listen, man, I don't know why my reaction times were so slow. It's midnight. Suppressor is fire. I'm so glad it's back. It's good in multiplayer in Warzone, which is great. I feel like we needed some sort of suppressor meta. For some reason, I really like it. It just feels unfair. You're telling me I'm getting extra bullet velocity, extra damage rate, and I'm not showing up on the map. Why wouldn't you use this? It feels like 3 different attachments in one. Before I let you guys go, make sure you go check out Boohoo Mine using my link in the description. There's a bunch of really nice stuff on there, and my code Brothers will give you an extra discount at checkout, so go make use of that. But yeah, it feels good to be able to play multi.
That's pro, so higher chance. And I'm assuming that's the Mob Evil material. So, Mob is really a character that's already being up there. He's the immortal. He's a new immortal, as I also already have him. Now I just need to find Sid. Let's go shiny Mob. I'm just gonna make sure I don't sell shinies. Maybe it's not like actually. Maybe I'll do everything. I'll do the contracts first. But each contract has getting random oath every 5 waves, and also curse every 5 waves. You get 100% currency, but 35% HP, 50% chance for 100% damage, or 50% chance for minus 100% damage, and it's unsellable. Minus 100% damage sounds like I'll be having 0 damage. That's definitely not ideal. Any new packs? No, there aren't. Oh, this game. We got some rules here real quick first. Where do you get the Sigma? Is it like tournament? No, the shop is only skins. Not in here either. Maybe it's a mercy. Oh, you get mobbed from the story, not the stage. Oh, and so is this guy. Actually, I want to burst. Instead of viewing the characters better. Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, I mean, look how good I look. Let's go for the story then. I'll do it on normal, since we might get the immortal character. I mean, if it's that hard, 10%, you got a shiny, maybe I won't go for a shiny, but I wouldn't mind it. Not Bruce. Bruce. Short. Oh, I forgot the dash. What's nice? What was this? Is that the auto clip? It is. We didn't have auto clip. That's it. It's a story. So I guess I'll be back when basically all these parts. I'll be back when the last stage. Alright, through the story, back out and check. Fortunately, the Royal Shot Pop got short. The info isn't nothing more than straight. But that's it. That's all I want. I want to say, maybe we focus more long. But don't forget about the city. Let's do a nightmare contract. They do give an option to reset the robot, but I can't imagine. Maybe I can't. So you can do all 5 before the reset. I probably can't actually. Minus 40% of damage placement capability. I can't place it since he's technically 12. Is it even worth upgrading the farm? It really does. It might be a problem. See, all the other effects, fine. Double cost is kind of crazy. Can I kill this boss? Sure. Oh, he got quick. Oh, and I have to go back to lobby. Also, it's certain wait, this one's minus 100% placement cost. So I can just place all the characters right away. Oh, can I place 3 units? That's evil. Wait, can I just keep placing and selling? If the placement cost is free, but you actually get money for selling. They didn't think someone would be stupid enough to think of units. I mean, do I really need the farm? Maybe